These are 5 things you may or may not know about being a beauty content creator. For some people, it can be really hard to even start posting content. Over the last 10 years, I've started and stopped my YouTube channel 3 times before I started posting consistently, which is this year, and I have about 2,000 followers. Not everyone starts off being a content creator. I actually started posting on TikTok because I had a startup in college where I created custom hair care products, but I stopped running the startup a couple years ago because I genuinely hated what I did, and my life just felt like I was just super miserable. And the only thing I liked about the business was the creative part, and part of the creative part was posting content, so that's why I post content now. And the past 2 years, I had to relearn how to do my skincare and makeup because I genuinely stopped doing it because I was in school and running a business, which was really hard because I also had a really hard major because I studied engineering. So the only thing that's really been consistent with me is actually taking care of my hair, which is why I primarily post hair care content. Also, makeup can be super expensive, and especially for a college student and a person who is running a startup, it can be really hard to actually find money to not only allocate to really good hair care, but also makeup and skincare. But the 3 things that have always been consistent for me were moisturizer, cleanser, and a sunscreen. Like, I just started using retinol because I turned 25, but I didn't really use retinol or vitamin C really consistently, but now I do. For me, some days can be kind of hard to film, and I know that's some kind of crazy to talk about because like people have to go to work no matter what. But like there's days that you're sick, but there was also a time last year where I had a really bad skin breakout. And because I had this breakout, I couldn't try new skincare and I also couldn't put on makeup. But it also affected my ability to create content because it literally was so painful. I couldn't even talk because there was like cracks on the sides of my lips. So talking, eating was just really painful for me and it felt like my skin was on fire. I'm actually putting some concealer right here because I still have some scarring from that breakout. And even from that breakout, I was really self-conscious about it, but also it affected my ability to make money because I was making videos less, but like also I wasn't getting as many brand deals because brands kind of want you to look a certain way, and because I had that breakout on my face, I didn't really fit that type that the brand or the marketing team was looking for. And having a skin breakout doesn't really work unless you're like working with a skincare brand that like helps mitigate those skin problems. And most of the time the companies that I work with are hair care and not skincare and makeup, but I'd like to start creating more skincare and makeup content.